How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and ladies and gents, boys and girls, Duggers, Diggers, Monster Hunters, and Monster Honeys. We are here with Arc Tempered Teostra. This is the third Arc Tempered monster, and in my opinion, the most, well, not, I want to say the most. That was totally Kieran. The most, I want to say the second most bland. I mean, and it's not bad. In his particular form, it is not bad. Arc Tempered Kieran was literally just more Kieran. Like, hits harder, has more health. That's literally it. That was Arc Tempered Kieran. Basic and boring. Arc Tempered Valazok, he hit harder. He had actually new properties to some of his older attacks, things like that. That was kind of cool. Now, Arc Tempered Teostra is, out of all the times I fought him a great deal of times. I got the full armor set on both the Xbox and the PlayStation 4. Oh, I lie. I was one ticket away from the PlayStation 4. I ran out of time. I did this all like a one-day, but from what I was able to attest was that he is literally just Teostra, but more Teostra. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense at all, it's just literally what you already know about Teostra, just more. And if anything, if you guys have played the older Monster Hunter games, a bit more reminiscent of that bygone age there in terms of how he actually does some of his attacks. So you guys all remember the one frame charge attack? That isn't necessarily per se in here, but that kind of rush down mentality is in here. So Teostra, what he'll do now is he'll run. He will run, okay? He's going to run. He'll run all across the map. Boom, hit you, turn around, run this way, run that way. He runs a lot. He charges, I should say a lot. He doesn't run around. Well, he doesn't run away. He just charges at you. Consistently up to about 3 times, sometimes 4, you know, and then he'll do all this charging, then he'll throw down some blast dust or whatever, and he really comes at you, you know what I mean? He really comes at you. But because he comes at you so hard, for people like me, Lancers, in this particular game, it is actually not a very difficult fight. You can actually do it if you're a Lancer by yourself, no real issues. Just have to be very patient and understand what his moves will do, and you should be in very good hands. The only real damage I really took, if I actually am on my P's and Q's and doing a solo, was the fact that I would probably take a bit of blast damage due in parts as how some of his newer, not necessarily newer attacks, but some of his attacks, and how he actually incorporates his attacks with other attacks now, will end up with mix-up situations where it's in blocking the wrong way or something like that. But for the most part, he's just Teostra. But it is a bit more blatant in certain things that he does do. He will supernova. You better believe that. He will supernova at least once an area. At least once an area, okay? At least once an area. I had him, he supernova on me 3 times in the second to last area. I was so upset. I was like, bro, chill out. But he has what I'm going to refer to as modes. He has fire mode and he has blast mode. I'm pretty sure he had this before, but it was so minuscule you didn't notice. And if you didn't have it, well, here's this. When he's in fire mode, of course, his body will be draped in fire. He'll have the flame cloak on him and everything. When you get close to him, you'll perpetually lose HP because it's just hot being next to him. You can mitigate this with, you know, some Elder Seal or whatever, you know, or the flameproof mantle, you know, that kind of thing. But he'll do all of his fire attacks in that form. He will do nothing but fire attacks. He'll do his flame breath, he'll do his fire bites, he'll do all that stuff in this particular form. Now he has the other form, which is the blast form, which is the one that, in my opinion, is the harder one to fight because he commands so much room. Where he'll punch, or he'll slap you rather, he'll leave blast on the ground. Or he'll do the thing where he just like pushes, I guess, the blast dust from his body at a close range and at a wider range, things like that. And what makes it really interesting or difficult in that particular phase is the fact that once you get later in the game and in the match, and he gets angry and lower on health, he won't detonate the blast dust immediately. He'll actually mix up his options. He'll detonate it immediately, or he'll look like he's gonna detonate it immediately, switch ground, actually do a charging attack at you, and at the end of that charging attack, they will explode. He'll mix it up on you, things like that. It's just more difficult in the blast phase because you kind of don't know what's going to happen, whereas the fire phase is pretty straightforward. Everything, he does not change his tactics for the most part when he's in fire phase. He will do it in blast, so you kind of have to watch for that. Again, like I said, he will be doing plenty of supernovas. You only have 3 chances to actually down him with the flash pod, so if you're gonna actually go that route, make sure you understand that's what you got. I highly recommend you guys come here with guard up, or a weapon that has guard up, because you only have 3 chances to actually block it. excuse me, 3 cans to actually use the flash pod, unless you're actually really quick, you actually know he's about to actually do the supernova, you can put your weapon up and dive out the way. Totally viable, but if you do have a weapon that has like a guarding ability on it, if you do have a guard up jewel, go ahead and slap it on there, and you should be in relatively good hands. Again, make sure your fire resistance is at least 20, so that way the fire that he puts on the ground and whatnot doesn't actually hit you with that flame blight, because that gets very annoying trying to micromanage that. And also the blast blight. Speaking of blast blight, if you're gonna literally fight him, or you can't anymore, not until the other thing, but I'm still talking as if you guys have never actually fought him before and you have time to fight him again. But blast blight, if you want to come in here with some resistance to that, you totally can. It's not a huge issue, just don't freak out when you get hit by it. I use the lance, so all I have to do is actually dodge left, right, side to side, whatever, about 5 times, and it's off of me. But if you want to go in here with at least 1 into it, you totally can. It's totally fine. It actually helps a lot, because there was one time where I just caught the blast and actually mounted the monster, but couldn't actually get the full mount down because I blew up, and it messed up my whole sequence that time around. But that's that. But anyway, I mean, that's that particular stuff meshed out. Let's look at the gear that you actually get from the gamma gear. So off the cuff, we're looking at the Teostra gamma gear, and the first thing you will notice, it has critical eye 7. That's maxed out, yo. That's affinity for years, okay? So you're in fantastic hands. It's like 40 affinity right there. After that, you got latent power 5. That is 50 extra affinity once it's activated, and a 50% reduction to your stamina, accretion? No. 50% less stamina decrease. Dude, your stamina is nice, okay? Okay, I can't get it out. Anyway, and then 1 to weakness exploit, and that last one there is totally something that I put that's not supposed to be there. The miasma thing, I don't know, that's probably the weapon I'm using right now. But on top of that, you get Master's Touch, which I explained before. If you actually attack a monster and it's actually a critical hit, you will not lose sharpness for that hit. So literally, yo, with this set as it stands right here, if you do it right, you can have 100% affinity, easy, like super easy. Even if your weapon has 0 affinity, this setup right here by itself gives you 80, okay, if you have the latent power that gets activated. So you're in good hands. If you can hit a monster, for the most part, you're going to actually hit them with the juice and never lose your active sharpness, which is really dope. On top of that, a lot of people say that this set was very underwhelming, but they need to understand, yo, this set has tons of slots. And what I actually did was I took it and replaced the arms, the gamma arms, for the alpha arms that Teostra had, and boom, I had my weakness exploit 3 right there, and all this other stuff sitting right there, so I was looking very pretty. It took nothing for me to actually make this a set that's actually very good. So don't look at it and be like, oh, there's no skills on it, there's only 3 skills. Yo, there's tons of slots, and you can mix and match, and you're gonna be in fantastic hands if you get it totally right. And that's what I feel about this armor. It's very dope, even has this really cool pattern on it and everything, so I approve. But for the most part, everyone, that's pretty much everything you really need to know about the Teostra. He has tons and tons of health. So even when, even when you get him limping and he goes to sleep, you got like 7 minutes, okay? It's ridiculous. Like his health is tremendous. So be very cautious. Understand his movements, okay? He's still Teostra, guys. He is still Teostra. He just does more stuff. Okay, so if you have to play a bit more defensive to actually get a full understanding of how it goes, totally go for it, okay? Totally go for it. That's what I did. Once I actually figured out how to do them, I was actually knocking them out in faster times than I was for my Arc Temper Balazar. Much easier to do so because I didn't have to worry about the miasma bothering me all the time. But again, he's still Teostra, okay? He's still Teostra. He still does all of his long tails. He has all the same long cooldowns that all his other attacks have. The one thing I will note, though, is his roar. He can cancel his roar into that compressed explosion thing. So every now and then you might want to watch out for when he's roaring. Either wear earplugs or be able to block some of them joints, because I got killed by that a couple of times and it's very annoying. Like he'll roar, like normally his roar is kind of long. He'll attempt to do the roar. It'll be super quick. You're still, clutching your ears, and he'll just be like compressed explosion, boom, and then you die. It's not a one shot. It's not. It just takes a lot of damage, like 80% of your health gone. But that's pretty much all I can really tell you guys about the Arc Temper Teostra. Again, he's just Teostra, but more. Okay, if you go in there with the mindset that he is literally just Teostra, but more, you should be okay. And guard up, never hurt nobody. Flame resistance, totally want to get that fire resistance to 20, so that way the fire doesn't really bother you too much. and understand that when he's in blast mode is when a lot of his attacks get a little bit tricky. I would really recommend you guys do the best you can when he's in that mode, i.e. probably go in there with like some blast resistance if you don't want to like worry too much about the blast or whatever, and you should be straight and good to go. But with that being said, everyone, it's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. Thanks so much for watching this video. I think that's all the videos I have for World right now, I think. And then after this video, we're gonna start uploading some Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate until something happens in World, or unless I start a new series that incorporates some World stuff. But for the time being, after this video right here, it's going to be a lot of Generation Ultimate stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and hopefully you guys stay tuned rather for that. It's been your boy.